Hmm.
Hello, guys, gals, and my non-binary pals. Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve and your midweek political check-in. Broadcasting live on the Really American Media platform. We're slogging through another political swamp, thick with nonsense and bad intentions. Let's cut through the poo-poo and throw a little light on the chaos before it buries us all. All righty then, without further ado, here's Nick and Steve. Take it away, gentlemen.
Welcome to the show, The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve, back at it. Another political midweek review. And look at that, Steven. The chat's loading up for us. I appreciate y'all.
I see that. You guys are the name of the game. The Vocal Minority. That's you guys. So, yeah, as always, we're here to, provide a platform for you. If you want to contact us directly, you can go to thevocalminority.net. That's our website. Email us, and I'll respond.
Yeah. I promise I didn't eat any of this bad meat that everyone's talking about. I know I look a little green today, but having camera issues, dude. Every time I see myself, I'm just like, oh, my God, who is that?
It's more yellow than green, more jaundice than food poisoning.
Yeah, so, you're right. You're right. That makes it better. I feel better.
Yes, Nick's fine, everybody. But yeah, okay. So yeah, chat filling up here, and everyone's getting on the same sentiments already, right? I mean,
yes. The R.I.P. to Dolly Parton. I don't know. This is one of those that, I mean, I'm even getting chills as we start to talk about it, because it's one of those people, legends in our lifetime, who, when they pass away, like, it actually hits you in the heart, you know?
Really? Hit you that hard, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it did, because she was such a warrior for marginalized communities. I mean, she spent her life in a lane where some might say, oh, your country crowd's going to cancel you if you do that shit. So, yeah, I think she's brave and a hero to many, for sure. So, yeah.
No, listen, I mean, I'm a fan of Dolly just in general. She was a light. She was a good soul out there. Her music, Jolene, I think, was a classic. She wrote I Will Always Love You, that Whitney Houston probably made even more famous.
Yeah.
Acting, working 9 to 5, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, just a positive influence, a positive person. And has been around as long as I can remember. I'm 50. I mean, she passed away today at the age of 80. And certainly being a young kid in the 70s and 80s and whatnot, I know a lot of guys had a crush on Dolly Parton, I'll just say.
Yeah, that's a good place to leave it.
Thank you. And notice on the screen what we have here. This is pinned in the comments section. If you want to make any donations to Dolly's Library for Kids Literacy, that is the link right there. So,
yeah, one of the many huge things that she did. But yeah, she was Dolly Parton. Let's see here. She is from Tennessee, the Great Smoky Mountains. And yeah, she was 80 years old. One of 12 children, a very poor family that she died or that she was brought up in. And it's crazy, dude, to see. I mean, again, I guess that gives me chills too, is just to see someone come from so little and be able to create so much, and I'm talking even beyond monetary values,
And here's somebody in Tennessee saying they're all devastated down there. And I'm sure you are. I mean, listen, on one level, 80 years old, she's lived a long, productive life. She made her mark on this world. She obviously has tons of fans. Certainly, I think that's the most any of us can hope for. I've told my kids, like, my entire goal and your entire goal in life should be to make some mark on this world so that when you're gone, there's some evidence you've been here, some people that miss you beyond just your immediate friends and family. And even though I'm not a big country fan, I mean, Dolly Parton reached across, age ranges and political genres and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. 9 to 5 was the role that made her a major movie star, but she recorded her first song when she was 7 years old. So think about that career of, 73 years of an active recording artist career is pretty crazy.
That's beyond impressive.
Yeah.
She's up there with the greats as far as that goes. I mean, seriously, any artist that can sustain decades at a time, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, that's impressive. I don't care what genre you are. Dolly Parton, Aerosmith, Metallica, like any band that can just keep going like that. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool to see because, like Dolly Parton never faded off per se. But, her relation to Miley Cyrus as a niece and stuff like that. And when Miley started bringing her back on a stage where people hadn't seen her before, that younger group, it sort of reinvigorated her career in a way. And yeah, that was kind of cool to see. But yeah, she's been doing good shit outside of music and acting for years. And that is all her philanthropy. You know, of course, we just had up on the screen. She gave millions of children free books. She started Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in 1995. And that was inspired by her father, who couldn't read or write. We go back to what you were just saying, like, leave this world a better place than you found it. And that's, you know, exactly what she did. So,
no, I agree. I know she canceled her tour recently, saying she had some, medical issues to go through. I don't think a cause of death has been announced, and I don't know if it really matters. I mean, it's old age one way or the other, like natural causes, what I'm trying to say,
Yeah, right. Yeah, she invested heavily in her hometown, created thousands of jobs there, created the Dollywood Foundation that people always talked about and loved. And yeah, I mean, we all know on this channel, hopefully, that she consistently treated marginalized communities in a way that they deserved, and hoped, other people would treat them that way as well.
I agree. And as we've already seen several people commenting on here, here's the thing about Dolly Parton. All right. She was not political. She never announced what her politics were. She somewhat famously in 2016 had made some gay rights comments, and everyone said, oh, she's endorsing Hillary Clinton. And Dolly actually came out and made a public statement. No, I'm not endorsing Hillary. I'm also not endorsing Trump. I don't want to lose half my audience, so I'm not getting political.
Yeah.
But if you read between the lines, I think she was definitely political. And I think that this being the channel we're on and the kind of show we're on, Nick and I thought it'd be nice to maybe highlight some of her political or just public statements to show where her political compass was probably pointing.
One of the ways I try to live my life, and I think probably a lot of us do, is your actions speak louder than words. So, yes, her words did not choose a political side, but I believe her actions did. And some of these videos we're going to play for you will highlight that. You can make your own judgments and assumptions. But do you want to hear this statement? I mean, there's not a... Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is her nephew, I believe, who comes on and makes the first statement about Dolly Parton. And like he says in here, this was her wishes from a long time ago that he would do this.
Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation, and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right? I was just like, oh man, yeah. First of all, I thought, how does that kid not get I mean, he's not a kid. I mean, he's an old man, but like, how does he not get emotional? He really got through that well, you know.
I'm getting emotional. I just said I
Yeah.
was a admirer of hers, but not like some, devout fan. But
Yeah.
that was really beautifully said. So kudos to him.
Yeah. So yeah, there are plenty of videos of Dolly where she spoke up on issues that needed speaking on,
Yeah.
and was an ally to a lot of people. This is a clip going back to the Larry King days. So we may have some young kids who don't know who Larry King is, but
Probably not. No.
he was a big guy, and she was on. I mean, this was a show that everybody used to watch back in the day, and this is a clip from her on that show.
Didn't you recently, though, throw support to the LGBT community?
Oh, I'm always encouraged. I'm not encouraged. They've made me the poster child, I think, only because I'm so outspoken as far as just being accepting of people in general. I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. I think we should be accepting and loving. We are all God's children. We are who we are, and we should be allowed to be who we are.
Did any of the faith-based communities that deeply believe the other way take umbrage with you?
Oh, absolutely.
They did?
Oh, yes. I get it all the time. I keep saying, well, if you're the fine Christian that you think you are, why are you judging people? Why are you, that's God's job. We're not God. We're not judges. We're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to not judge, and we're not supposed to take vengeance on other people. That's God's job. So I got too much to do of my own, try to do God's work too. I mean, not to to get into trying to do all that. So, yeah, I suffer for everything I do. I'm not out to make any, I just think that we should be
Why not?
more loving, more caring. We are who we are. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. And you should be allowed to be, how you are and who you are.
God damn
Yeah.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. I love to hear stuff like that. And Dolly is obviously religious. Was that her nephew you just played? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he made reference to it. And I have issues with organized religion, but not when you don't use it to weaponize your beliefs and to legislate your beliefs and to shove them down my throats. So I can respect somebody who says I'm religious, but also, God made everybody, and who am I to judge you? And I mean, so whether you want to call that a liberal or progressive statement or not, it certainly aligns with what all liberals feel. Gay
Yes.
people are people, so let them be and stop judging from your high horse.
Yeah. No, I mean, she said it. You know what? For all those people, like, especially, yes, just like Gabriel saying here, are you listening, MAGA? For all those people that speak from the evangelical lanes of, condemnation and judgment, it's like, if you really took the time to understand the religion you're following, you would know that those are the tenets. Like, don't judge people. Like, leave that to your God.
Absolutely. Are we not all God's creations? I mean, obviously. I mean, what it doesn't matter what you believe it or not. We were all made from the same source, whatever the hell that is. No pun intended. Yes. So stop judging. So that's a great statement from Dolly. And like I said, that certainly would lean in the direction of showing that she is certainly not MAGA.
No.
I don't know any MAGA types that would say anything that enlightened and open-minded. Even if she's one of these, I voted for George W. Bush kind of Republican, that is a open-minded thing to say.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. I could see the conservatives or Republicans in my life maybe saying, like, I don't care what your business is your business, but that's about it. Not talking with compassion and, like Dolly was. Let's not forget that why Dolly didn't speak out and choose a party. She helped fund the Moderna COVID vaccine research.
Oh, there's a whole other one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In 2020, Dolly donated $1 million to Vanderbilt University Medical Center. The money supported COVID-19 research. So
come on. So she's pro gay rights and pro vaccines. I mean, we can just sign off right now. She was not MAGA, okay? And that's one of the points I wanted to make today, that I know she's a country star, and I know a lot of MAGA types have tried to co-opt her, but yeah, I hope you're all paying attention, because those are not things that you guys would align with.
She was an advocate of learning how to read, and here we are reading between the lines very clearly that she was.
Most MAGA types I know are not very good at reading, so that's another sign that she was pretty freaking progressive. She believes in reading.
This video will blow your socks off too if you didn't know that she helped fund the Moderna's COVID vaccine research. This is something just in recent years that she took the time to say that could also have blown up in her face had people walking out of her concerts. She didn't give a shit.
I do want us, before we get started with all our fun, to take a serious moment. Now, I don't want to be political, and this is not. I'd rather pass a kidney stone than do that. But I want us to send our love and hope to our brothers and sisters in Ukraine. So why don't we just dedicate this entire show to them and pray for peace around this crazy old world.
It doesn't seem like a bipartisan topic, but MAGA made it one. So, I mean, she could have been canceled, but not Dolly Parton, dude. People always love Dolly, right?
No, and I notice this trend with a lot of celebrities when they say something and they realize in real time that, oh boy, this is going to become political. I'm not trying to be political. I'm trying to have a heart. Like, you know, I mean, yes, she's just saying the right thing and doing the right thing, like a lot of heroes do. They don't care what government or political affiliations it aligns with. It's the right thing. The war in Ukraine is obviously an atrocity. They were attacked. They're being murdered in their own country. But, you know, again, like, yeah, we got vaccines, we got gay rights. She's pro-Ukraine. While Trump is sitting there screaming at Zelensky in the Oval Office and berating him and cutting aid. Like, I'm not hearing anything mega-ish coming out of her.
No.
By the way, I love that friggin' outfit she was wearing there. She looked like a friggin' disco ball. The light of the angels bouncing off of her.
The rhinestone queen, dude. She helped some of the more humanitarian work that she did. She helped disaster victims after the 2016 Tennessee wildfire. She donated and committed $2 million for relief efforts. Children's health care. She donated
the fires.
Yes.
Did she tell them they didn't vacuum the forest and it was all their fault?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think she did. And after Hurricane Helene in 2024, she committed $2 million to relief efforts.
Jeez.
Children's healthcare. She's donated a ton of money to pediatric cancer research. She's done environmental work. Let's read between the lines once again, and supported efforts to protect bald eagles. Her Dollywood property became involved in bald eagle conservation and received a lot of recognition for that work. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
I know some fellow lefty liberal hippie types that don't have a resume like that, that haven't done these sorts of public statements or given to these kinds of charities and whatnot. So I respect that she did not ever want to come out and get political, because she knows, as you and I know very well, like, it burns bridges.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if you have to read very deeply between the lines to see that she was leaning left. I'll just be gracious and not try to start any fights, you know.
Okay, yeah, you do that. I'm gonna say it. Like, she had a left-hand liberal heart. Okay,
she was a freaking lefty liberal. Okay, come on, let's be real.
Right. I know. She doesn't want me to put her on the side, but again, we're letting all of her accomplishments and contributions speak for themselves. Yes. It's crazy, dude. She was in Steel Magnolias. I remember, you know, even as a kid, like that being a huge movie. She was she starred in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. She's won 11 Grammys, received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, Kennedy Center Honor recipient, National Medal of Arts recipient, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. I mean, the list goes on and on. Right. The page is long.
Not to mention working 9 to 5, which was all about women's rights and empowerment and pushing back against sexist, chauvinist, you know, male workplaces. So
totally. Yeah, a legend for a long time, which brings us to our next video clip. Watch this. This was a little conversation that was had on, I believe it's the Today Show.
We read that President Obama's biggest mistake was not giving you the Medal of Freedom, and he said he's going to call his friend Joe. Well, have you heard from Joe? Otherwise known as President Biden?
I actually have. But to be honest, in all fairness, I got offered the Freedom Award from the Trump administration. I couldn't accept it because my husband was ill. Then they asked me again about it, and I wouldn't travel because of the COVID. So now I feel like if I take it, I'll be doing politics. So I'm not sure. I don't work for those awards. It'd be nice, but I'm not sure that that I even deserve it, but that's a nice compliment for people to think that I might deserve it.
Well, you definitely I think everyone pretty thinks you might deserve it.
Yeah. And again, if you're a MAGA type and Trump offers you that, you're gonna be right there with your knee pads on.
Yeah, no, she was right to, sit back and not accept it and say, it's a political thing now. So just to be in the conversation is something that 99.999% of us never will be. So pretty cool honor at that. So
yeah, and we don't mind rubbing people the wrong way with our politics, but that's also a very liberal thing of hers to do. To say, like, I don't want to hurt fans of mine. I don't want to offend others. So I'm just not going to be political. But I'm going to give to all of these causes and fight fires and pro-vaccines and pro-Ukraine and pro-gay rights. Like, seriously. I think I love her now more than I did 20 minutes ago. So.
Yeah. I mean, you could learn a lot from her, and that's what made her so great. And speaking with actions is... that was Dolly's deal. So, and can I just comment? I mean, only because I know that she would like it. She looked the same for the last 50 years, 60 years. I mean, she didn't hardly change at all. And I know some of that, she willingly talked a lot about her plastic surgery and that she loved it and stuff like that. But that's the other reason I think it hit me hard, because she looked like she's 40, and I was just like, oh man, I guess she is 80 years old. But,
yeah, nope, that's fair. Again, not trying to politicize this. She's lived a great life, but I feel like it's an appropriate way for all of us here, really American, to honor the things that she did fight for. Yes. And whether she wanted to say they were progressive or not, I want to say it on her behalf. And obviously, whoever's up there running the pearly gates is going to know exactly where her heart is.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. So RIP to Dolly Parton. And thinking about her family and all the fans that are going to miss her amazing work. But the legend will live on. So
absolutely. And just tons of comments coming in today, guys, so we appreciate it. Honestly, Nick and I weren't sure, should we talk about Dolly Parton or not, but you guys have made it very clear that was the right thing to do. So
yes,
very nice.
100%. Okay. Steve, now that we have news to get to, let's get into this.
This is Need to Know News. News you need to know. Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news. Standing by.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I think we should go with our SCOTUS discussion. Get it out of the way.
Here. Okay. Do you have a news story to explain the ridiculously stupid Supreme Court decision that came out yesterday?
Yeah, here's a little setup for you, and then we'll discuss in greater detail.
Tonight, the Supreme Court decision late today on President Trump's attempt to limit mail-in ballots ahead of the midterm elections. The president has long made this an issue, signing an executive order earlier this year, and what the justices have now decided tonight. Let's get right to ABC's Jay O'Brien live in Washington. Jay, what have you learned?
David, tonight the Supreme Court giving President Trump the green light to implement key parts of an executive order aimed at limiting access to mail-in ballots while the issue works its way through the lower courts. Inside that executive order requiring the Department of Homeland Security to create a national registry for eligible voters and ordering that the post office only send out ballots to those on those government lists. But there are court battles still playing out here, and it's unclear if this will be in place by those November midterms. The first ballots of those midterms expected to go out in the mail next week. David.
Yeah, many questions on all of this remain tonight. Jay O'Brien live. Thank you.
Oof. Yeah. So, bad news. This is going to screw up everything even further. The slight good news is there's many legal battles going on, and I don't know that they have the time to really fully implement any of this in time for the midterms coming up in 2 months, give or take.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is the good news. I've got another conversation that was had on MSNBC that was a conversation I think a lot of us are having, and there were some experts there to talk about it. So I'll play that clip. But yeah, see if you can gain and garner any hope from this.
To be very clear, the president will lose on this.
When do you expect?
I believe that lawsuits will be filed the minute that the rule finally goes into effect.
We
which
believe
should
that's
be this
Wednesday.
week. Yeah, I think that you will see those because all the Supreme Court said was, oops, too early, come back. Now, I don't agree with what the majority of the Supreme Court did here because exactly of what you're saying. And I feel the outrage and I feel it too on behalf of hundreds of millions of people in this country. But the bottom line is this is a debater's point. This is not any type of a substantive win for the White House. And their attempt to have the American people believe that they're winning right now is all about trying to confuse people and get people.
I have one more question and then I will be quiet. Yeah. Okay. So let's say the rule goes into effect on Wednesday, lawsuits are filed. If the rule goes into effect Wednesday at 7:01 a.m., lawsuits are filed at 8 a.m., how long before it works its way up to the Supreme Court? I'm asking like this because I think it's important for people to know, yes, you're right. The court did not say that the administration was right. To be clear, the administration didn't even argue they was right. They just argued that they shouldn't be blocked from doing it. Procedural. My concern is this, though. We have no guarantee that they will be stopped. And that's why I'm like, they're going to be filed, but when? And then how long before it works its way up to the Supreme Court for them to say, actually, yeah, this can stop?
Your concern is absolutely right. I believe that you will see swift legal challenges. I believe courts, like every other court has done, is going to knock out what the president has done. And then the administration is going to try to take those court orders against it up to the Supreme Court. I think you will see that happen rather rapidly, but that doesn't obscure the concern that you're voicing, which is the concern I think everyone at this table feels, and I know that the American people feel in this moment, which is this is an administration that's trying to silence your voice, and they're trying to do it by creating all types of chaos. And this is a Supreme Court that is allowing them to continue to create that chaos.
Yes, that I mean, she hit the nail on the head. Like, yes, some of this stuff has to be worked out in court, but it's the chaos that we've been talking about for a long time. That, you know, they're trying. And this is one of many things that'll create a little chaos and has the opportunity to knock at our door and take some votes away from us, but not if we continue to do things right.
Yes, and Sad Panda, hello, thanks for joining us. She says, I live in Oregon. We've always voted by mail. This is some bullshit. It definitely is. And here's the thing, people. Here's my solution to this problem. Don't vote by mail this time. If you want to vote early, take it to a registered drop box in your community and put it in there yourself. Yeah. I would not vote by mail. Personally, I love showing up on election day at the polls and casting my vote. And that's the safest way. Or like I said, my mom always votes early. So I told her, give your envelope to my sister and have her drop it in a drop box. I would not risk putting it in the mail. You're going to get yourself in this legal limbo where your vote might get fucked with. And as much as I want to hold out hope that ultimately the Supreme Court will, read the frickin' Constitution that the states run elections, like I don't know that will happen. So don't vote by mail. Vote early, but drop it. Don't mail it.
Yes, do not stick it in the mail because they're doing other things with mail that they're trying to screw things on with postmarks and other things. I mean, this is all part of Project 2025. So we knew this was coming, those of us who read and know. So yeah, Steve's 100% right. I've tried to think back to when I was 18 if I voted in person, but I can't remember ever going into a polling booth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I've voted by mail since the inception of my voting rights.
I only voted by mail during COVID. I was in California, and that's when they sent ballots to everybody who was a registered voter. That's part of this whole myth of they sent ballots to everyone. Yeah, who was a registered voter, and we didn't know if the polls were going to be open or anything. So, yeah, I voted by mail for that. But, boy, I would not screw with it right now. I mean, this is a very easy way for us to take away this little toy of Trump's. Yes. Don't do it. Let the Republicans be the ones to vote by mail because some of them do. Yeah. And let their votes get fucked with. I mean, how funny would that be? All of us Dems vote, any other way. And then the only ballots to get screwed with are Republicans.
That'd be
awesome.
And it just shows you the blue wave is coming because they're trying to prepare like we've never seen them prepare before, with more cheating and bullying and
Yes.
so it is funny. I'll tell you, one of the stops of all of this is a couple of years ago. I think it was the Hillary election. My wife and I both voted by mail, and she got her vote card sent back to her and said, your signature doesn't match, so we're not going to count your vote unless you give proof. And she didn't vote. Yeah, she didn't vote early enough that it was a guaranteed time that it would get back in. So vote early, because even in the real world where it's designed, and hers was just like a thing with her driver's license over the years had matured and changes her signature, but they do find that shit and they do call it out, and that's how it's supposed to work. And I'm telling you, I know for a fact that it does, but it's another reason to vote early. So if there is an issue, you can take care of it before the votes need to be tallied.
You're in a blue state, though, Nick. I thought there was no fact checking. No, I thought your dog got the vote. What do you mean? They actually looked at your wife's signature?
They did, dude. I've never seen any of this corruption that other people talk about all the time. I don't.
Right. Well, yeah. So I don't know what else to say on this other than the legal process will unfold. I don't know that they have time to screw with it, but I don't think any of us should risk it. So vote in person or drop it off yourself, because they are just screwing around, and they're doing it because they know they're about to get their asses handed to them. And the only way they think they can retain power is to steal it from us all. And they're right. So don't play into it.
But just remember, when you're talking to people, the Supreme Court ruled Trump's plan constitutional is not true. That is false, dude. They're just sitting on it. So if you have your MAGA friends or people that say that, it's not true. The Supreme Court did not ban mail-in voting. Like, that's not what happened.
Well, I think they delayed it until they're back in session, which is October, which should definitely be too late to change anything. So I almost feel like the Supreme Court, because they're always sucking up to Trump, did this little thing as a little wink and nod to him. But come October, they're going to be like, now that we're in session, we've actually read that Constitution again. And no, we're not going to be able to let this go forward. Sorry, Donnie.
Yeah. But there's a lot of talk right now that goes along with this. I just saw Aaron Parnas was, doing a piece on talking about the fact that Trump is going to declare a national emergency. Like all the shit we've talked about, I promise, dude, it's coming. In one way or another, it is coming. So it's going to be a lot of ways to kind of screw this big blue tsunami that's coming over. And you guys are all here. We won't let that happen.
They're working on all sorts of strategies, and I think seizing ballots and voter rolls and declaring an emergency. But there's also this notion I keep reading about that's coming up that, Mike Johnson has I forget the correct title of it, but he has got some top, aide or whatever, who is the person who will help certify the votes. And the theory is they're going to fire that person, because on whatever day it is, January 3rd or something at noon, like that, Congress goes out of session, the new one comes in. And this one key administrative role is part of that. So the theory is they're going to wait, see how the midterms come out. If they get their asses kicked, they're going to fire that guy, rehire a loyalist, and then that guy is going to sit there on Inauguration Day going, boy, I don't know, Trump's saying there's a lot of fraud, I'm not going to certify this vote. And then that's going to just put it all into chaos. And that guy is not elected. He can be fired by Mike Johnson. So, they're scheming. Best way would be just an utter blue wave. But like I said, just vote in person or drop it off. Do not trust the mail anymore.
No, and you made a good point, dude, with your mother. Our moms are both about the same age. This is my list I put together. Elderly voters, disabled voters, military members, rural voters, people who can't easily get to a polling place. If you know any of these people in your community, offer to do it for them, dude. Offer to take that and drop their mail in the locked ballot box and get it taken care of for them. We could help each other out.
Only do that with someone though, because we have heard stories before of people knocking on doors like, I'm here to collect ballots, I'm taking them to the ballot box, and then they hold them up to the light, open it, whatever. So no, you do it with your son or somebody
trusted.
Nobody else though. So
that's right. Okay. All right. Well,
I've got a good little story here about fear mongering that's going on well, I mean, we've talked about it, this whole democratic socialist thing that they're trying to claim it's all communism and evil old socialism and all this shit. And big race going on in Michigan with Abdul al-Sayed. I mean, if we want to take back the Senate, we need Michigan. But I mean, the more and more I find out about al-Sayed, because before they did their primary, I was a little out of the loop. I haven't lived in Michigan in, I don't know, 30 years now or whatever, but I've been reading up on him. I've done a few stories for Really American, and just everything I see from this guy, I love him more and more. University of Michigan graduate, a medical doctor. He's got his MD, his PhD. He's a Rhodes Scholar. He is a smart guy, and he will do right. And he is quick on his feet. And last night he was on good old Fox News with your buddy, Jesse Waters.
Yes.
And Jesse tried to do a gotcha. And this speaks to what we've talked about many times of, the mega types used to be the don't tread on me party. The stay out of, big government, states, I want states' rights, not big government. Stay out of my bedroom. Don't tell me how to live my life. And now all of a sudden it's please tread on me, daddy, with any right you think is fine to get rid of.
Yes.
So al-Sayed on Fox News last night, and here's how that works.
Sex changes for minors. Do you support that?
Look, I remember having great conversations with my conservative friends about right to try legislation. The idea that the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. I just think the government shouldn't tell you what kind of health care you should have. And if you're a minor,
you want to try on kids?
Now, if you disagree with that, if you disagree that healthcare decisions need to be made by a doctor and their parents and a patient, then we think we agree to disagree. But you want to put government inside.
So Abdul, you're a doctor, right?
Selectively. I am.
So you think it's okay for a parent to slash his kid's thing-a-ling off? You think that's okay?
I mean, do you really want to have this conversation? Are you circumcised?
Yeah, but I mean, that's a
Jesse,
personal question.
Okay,
doctor.
So you probably should want to move on.
Is circumcision's different than castration?
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you think that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
Abdul, Michigan's not going for that.
Yeah, you don't know what Michigan's going for. And al-Sayed is up in the polls, and he is spot on. So all of a sudden now you want to get in between a doctor and a parent and the kid, really?
Yes. It's crazy. I mean, like you said, it's only at their convenience. It's who's this idiot who's been running around in Michigan?
Jake Lang.
Jake Lang, yeah. I mean, it's all the shit that they're spouting about Sharia law and everything else that's happening and taking over Michigan. Abdul also commented on Sharia law, and I thought, oh, this is so great because I don't think you know what you're talking about, Jesse Waters. I fucking hate you.
So getting rid of Sharia laws, white supremacy, can you explain that one?
Do you know what canon law is? Jesse, I assume you're Christian, right?
Yeah, tell me.
All right, so canon law is the name for Christian law. I don't begrudge you your right to practice your faith as you choose. I don't know why the idea that I could practice my faith as I choose is a problem. Nobody is trying to push Sharia law on anyone else, just like I hope nobody is trying to push canon law on anybody else, because we live in an America where you should have the freedom of your religion. So the idea that you have somebody like Tommy Tuberville, right, who barely was good at coaching football, is out here trying to ban Sharia law when there's less than 1% of the Muslim community in America, as if somehow Muslims are out here trying to push Sharia law, that seems to me to be deliberately targeting the Muslim community because they're different. And I'm just saying that, like, I have no issue with people practicing their faith. In fact, I would never want somebody to push their faith on me, and I would never want to push my faith on somebody else.
Good, because no one wants you to get rid of your religion.
And so the idea,
no one wants that.
So, but when people preemptively go out there and start preemptively passing laws to ban something that's not happening, what you're trying to do is target a very small community because they're different. And this operates. I mean, look, I'm just going to say, there's statistical evidence that the president and the vice president
Michigan's kind of scary.
Simply people don't go for that.
Wow. There is no Sharia law in Michigan, by the way.
No.
And did he seriously just say no one's trying to get rid of your religion? Nobody?
Yeah.
Really?
No, nobody, dude. Not there's that Jake Lang piece of shit, dude.
Right.
Yes.
What a great picture is this, by the way? I mean,
Oh.
Spider-Man's fist smashing him in the face, glasses coming off.
So good.
And yeah, I mean, since you brought up Jake Lang, I mean, I am in love with this freaking story of
Yeah.
Spider-Man smashing Jake Lang. I mean, that is
So
so,
good.
amazing. And I just want to add real quick, there are two GoFundMe set up for the man behind the mask, who I was sad to hear was not Peter Parker. It's a man named William Nicholas Love. Oh, man of love. He's the man behind the mask. He's 33 years old. He's the one seen smashing the living shit out of Jake Lang, and not even a, by the way, Halloween costume. That's a full-on cosplay, like top-notch Spider-Man costume.
That's what I thought.
And yes, unfortunately, Spidey got arrested. So he's got a GoFundMe going for legal bills and for medical bills. And all you got to do is, if you go on GoFundMe, you can just search Minneapolis Spider-Man or search William Love, and you can find there's two different GoFundMe set up. And he's got a court date coming up this Friday, 11:30 a.m. there in Minneapolis. And they're encouraging people to show up and just flood that courtroom so that the judge can just overwhelmingly see that who is the hero and who is the zero.
Yeah. I mean, we were lucky Spider-Man was there. And I know that sounds stupid coming from me, but dude, we were lucky Spider-Man was there that day.
No kidding. And I said this the other day, Sad Panda, Pulitzer Prize nominee. I know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but seriously, I mean, these pictures, I mean, that is Pulitzer Prize material.
It looks straight out of a movie, dude.
Right.
You know,
religion and the American flag and, you know, this fascism and a hero fighting for the common man. I mean, everything about that is so freaking great.
Yeah, it really is. So hopefully people will donate. And are you going to donate? I mean, he's your hero. You should at least donate $1, Steve.
I definitely will. And East Maverick, you're incorrect. Jake Lang did get arrested. He got arrested for starting a riot, along with 4 or 5 of his little cohorts there. So, you know, everyone, Jake Lang is up on felony charges in Minnesota for the riot, for smashing the ice sculpture several months ago, and he's up on felony charges in Texas for threatening to kill somebody, a black man. So, you know, I think Jake Lang's days of roaming around free are relatively limited.
So,
you know, so good job, Spidey. And yes, anyone who has the ability to donate, go for it.
Yeah. If we go back to Abdul on Waters again, let me just end this, because they talked about all kinds of important shit, and none of which Jesse Waters actually got over on him. You know, Jesse Waters has a complete staff to help bury someone and make them look stupid, and he didn't ever do that. And they talked about gender affirming care, immigration, taxing the wealthy, the Green New Deal, Sharia law, white supremacy. Like, they talked about a laundry list of huge things.
Yeah, he's too smart to have Waters get over on him, please.
Yes. This is how the whole thing ended.
I respect the fact that you
still
came
haven't
on.
opposed me. Mike, bro, talk to your guy.
I respect the fact that you came on. I don't think you've really looked into some of the policies you're pushing. You seem a little naive, Abdul. I give you credit for facing the music, but some of the stuff's just straight up wacky. You know? I don't know if that's going to fly
Jesse,
in
look,
Michigan, but we're going to find out.
You know what's wacky?
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out. And you know what's wacky?
Yeah.
You know what's wacky, though?
Yeah.
Can I just tell you? You know you didn't ask me about?
What?
We got a president of the United States who cares more about the drapes in a ballroom that shouldn't be built than he cares about the war he just got us into, or that he cares about the affordability crisis. That seems to me to be a little bit wacky. So if we want to have a serious conversation about what Michiganders are feeling, I'd love to come back on and talk about getting money out of politics, put money in your pocket, passing Medicare for all.
Okay, we'll do it again.
I'll tell you, none of that is wacky, and that's what Michiganders want.
We'll do it again,
I look forward to it,
Abdul.
Jesse. It was a good conversation.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. He's very likable on every end, and you can see that, I mean, these are the important things that the majority of the people in Michigan want to talk about. So, Waters, you're just trying to, you know, deal with this stupid bullshit that people don't. I'm not saying they don't care about it, because some of these things we do need to care about, but it's not the major topic that he's running on.
Again, they're just fear mongering. That's why he's asking him about sex changes and whatever other kooky things he can try to hang around his neck. But El Sayed is way too smart for that. And of course, Michiganders, or Michiganian, I prefer, they care about real things. And I will add, as long as we're on the topic of of Michigan, Trump just pissed off Michigan big time today. He pissed off Canada as well, but he also spit in the face of Michigan. And Rogers, who's running against El Sayed, is a Trump clone, straight up sycophant clone wannabe kind of guy. So, yeah, I don't know if you saw today, but President Donald Trump is floating the idea of renaming one of the Great Lakes in a petty dig at Canada. He tweeted today, the United States has given serious consideration to changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America, and that we don't expect to be doing much business with Ontario any longer.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So first of all, yeah, I mean, he is taco. I mean, he'll chicken out of all this shit because you can't just declare Canada an enemy. But yes, he would like to change Lake Ontario to Lake America. And Michigan is the Great Lakes state. Everyone there loves the Great Lakes. None of them will take kindly to that suggestion. Let me ask you a question. Do you know the name of the 5 Great Lakes? There's no way you do. There's no way.
All 5 of them. Boy, you put me on the spot here. Lake
you
Michigan.
Should not know. I don't know why you would. Okay.
Lake Superior. What are they?
So as a good Michigan kid, I can name all 5 easily. It's an acronym: Home, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. Those are the 5 Great Lakes. Okay. And yes, they're beloved. You don't just change one of the names. And just in case anyone's freaking out, I looked into it. And much like with the Gulf of Mexico, you can't just declare something changed. If you wanted to do it, you would have, it borders another country. So there would have to be international agreements put in place. There would have to be an act of Congress. And this would have to be something that the, American public wants. Otherwise, none of that momentum is going to get behind it. And obviously, Canada is going to push back.
Well, they've got more of the lakes, let's just be fair, right? I mean, a lot more. So
get this though. So he wants to change it to Lake America. Some people have said, how about Lake Trump? Look at what Congresswoman Debbie Dingell from Michigan tweeted today. Let's just call it Lake Natalie, so we know you'll start protecting our Great Lakes.
Oh, boom, dude. That is fantastic.
So good luck with that, Trump. You are just making El Sayed look even more electable and common sense. So just keep it up, you freaking mega idiots.
Yeah, that is fantastic. On the way out of that whole conversation, dude, that we were just having about Abdul Isayed, we've been talking even about on this show that, when before Mondami got elected, people were like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Some of that stuff sounds crazy. And like you just heard Abdul talking about, like, this stuff doesn't sound crazy, like free healthcare, all that kind of stuff.
MAGA Fox News is like, if you elect socialists, there'll be free healthcare and free daycare and free buses, and I'm like, hey,
you can eat candy before dinner, it'll be crazy. Like, my God. But these are some of the tricks, dude, that are online that you're gonna see MAGA using to try and prove their narrative and try to throw people off.
We as Muslims want to implement here in the United States. We believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran.
She's just straight up lying. Here's what he actually said.
Okay, and voters choose candidates based upon how they line up with their own values. Okay, it wasn't the Muslims that said that we believe the Constitution should be replaced by the Quran. It was Huckabee who said that the Constitution should be replaced by the Bible.
Yes.
Taking snippets and playing them out of place. I mean, it's an age-old trick that Steve and I have known about for a long time, because when we were in radio years ago, like, we used to have fun with that shit, not make major damning, harming political statements with it,
We did have a great interview with Al Gore once that we really took out of context, but that was for comedic purposes, not to try to sway an election.
Right. And we did set it up that way. So.
Right. No, and in this age of AI, and like we mentioned earlier, Mega's not the best at reading. So, we got to push back on all this kind of stuff. So when you see it online, if it's your aunt sharing it or whatever, don't be afraid to push back. Post the Snopes link, like, do something to shoot that just shoot it in the foot, please.
Yes, completely. And if you're scrolling and you see that shit, report it as false information, because if you can get it taken down, the less people see it, and it's hard to unring a bell that's rung,
Absolutely. Yep.
So, okay. Well, where should we go, dude? Oh, you want to hear, let's see who we got here. I've got a clip of Mark Carney, but I've got Doug Ford had the premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, had some really funny comments to Trump. Do you want to hear some of his comments that he made?
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, Trump said, we're going to put a 50% tariff on Canada. And this all started out a little while ago with the wildfire smoke coming over the border. They were saying, like, maybe we should tariff them if they can't keep their smoke.
Right.
And, he's just jumping into this now and saying, what did he say? 50%. The U.S. has imposed 50% tariffs on roughly $20 billion worth of Canadian imports, with exemptions for some categories. Trump has also threatened 50% tariffs on Canadian automobiles, auto parts, steel starting January 1 of 2027.
And again, we're paying for that, not Canadians.
Yes, but
the reciprocal tariffs will screw them as well. But no, never forget, when Trump slaps these tariffs on stuff, we're the ones paying for it.
Yes, and some of those refunds have come in, and none of us have seen them. You know what I mean?
Right, because the companies aren't required to give them back to us.
Yeah. But here's a couple of funny clips from Doug Ford. Oops. Oh, no, don't delete. Okay, here.
This guy's a loser. He's going to be a loser, and simple as that. I think we start off with a surcharge. If it escalates, we have to use every tool in our toolbox. We aren't the only one that sends the electricity down to the U.S. New Brunswick does, Quebec does, BC does, Manitoba does, just to name a few. So we need to get together, all together, and decide if we're going to put surcharges on the electricity. Watch how he does cartwheels and he shouts and screams when we put the surcharge on. Matter of fact, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Let's be clear. I don't like the guy. Simple. Well, I can go back and forth with Trump. I'm just not gonna take the bait. This guy's a loser. He's going to be a loser, and simple as that. We're going to fight with everything we have. And something? I have more courage, more brains in my baby toe than he has in his whole body. So there you go. I'm going to be reaching out to every single governor, every single senator, and every single congressperson. And when it comes to the midterms, I have a message to the Americans. Don't vote in a person that's going to kill your jobs.
Yeah, and kill other things,
outside of no matter who. Okay,
that's right. This one is still Doug Ford, but he said a little better.
Something, I've been in this game a lot longer than he has. I got skin on me like an alligator, and you think an insult from him hurts me? Well, bring it on, buddy. I'm ready. Bring it on. You know something? I've dealt with guys like you my whole life. And guess what? You all become losers because you're a loser.
You sound a little more subdued than you did this morning on the radio when you said Donald Trump could kiss your ass. Did the Prime Minister tell you to ask you to tone it down a bit?
No, he didn't. I'm not going to comment, but he wasn't against that. And I have a lot of real estate on my ass, so he has a lot of room to kiss my ass. So.
Coming from Canadians, dude. I mean, they're just such nice, lovely people for the most part, So,
right.
Yeah, I love to see them fighting back a little bit and saying, no, we're not going to get into the weeds with Trump on this bullshit. Just kiss my ass and bring it on, dude.
And that, like, whether it's reporters in the Oval Office or foreign heads of state, you all need to just stand up and tell this idiot to just go fuck yourself. Not playing your games, okay? Decorum is obviously dead and gone. So why even bother?
Yeah, got to play by the same rules, like we can't be at that disadvantage. So please.
Spot on. Wow. Well, good for him. I like it. Can we trade you leaders? Can we do that? Can we
be nice. I mean, can't you MAGAs grab a hold of him? He's a big burly guy and he'll tell it like it is. So yeah.
I saw some graphic on one of the news channels I was watching yesterday about what Canada imports to us. And it was like, energy and automotive parts and hockey sticks. And I was like, is that a Canada joke? Like, I'm sure they do import hockey sticks, but how many?
But,
How many people are buying hockey sticks here?
A lot of people in the Northern Territory, I suppose, play some hockey. But I mean, what about maple syrup? I mean, but they do. We get a lot of steel from Canada. We get a lot of timber from Canada. So, I mean, it's been a very good relationship that we've had with Canada over the years. And to fight about this on any level is just fucking crazy. That we would get into a fight with Canada is nuts. So,
well, and he's going to back off. So, I don't know if it'll be a straight up Taco Tuesday, but he will be backing off one of these days. So try not to hold any of this against us in the long run, Canada.
Yeah, please. And just keep in mind, dude, when we're talking about Trump and doing all his stupid shit, he's also in the Epstein files more than any other person has made an appearance. And we keep seeing him over the course of the last couple of weeks. We keep seeing or hearing him make crazy comments that you think like, gosh, I wouldn't say it that way if I were you. This is just another example.
Those beautiful little bodies can handle it. And this has to do, we think, with preventing autism.
Hey, dude, listen, he's talking about vaccines and children. I'll start it again.
Those beautiful little bodies can handle it. And this has to do, we think, with preventing autism, that you go to the doctor for 5 small shots instead of 1 big, massive shot. You do it in 5 different shots. 5 different shots.
Those beautiful little bodies. Like, what in the world, dude? It just skeeves me out.
It sounds gross just no matter what, but coming out of him, that sounds extra skeevy.
Completely.
And I get so fixated on the skeeviness that I have a hard time paying attention to the just factually inaccurate bullshit of that you have to space these things out.
Yeah.
We've covered it. There's no science behind it whatsoever. I don't even know what he thinks he has to gain other than he's trying to curry favor with the anti-vaxxers out there.
Yes. Yeah. But it's just crazy the way he talks about kids and everything else. So I still want to see those Epstein files. And it sounds like now President Trump is going to be pushing once again to see the Epstein files, because as we make our way closer to the midterms, 69 days out, he would like to dig some Democrats out of those Epstein files, whether they're there or not. Whoever is there should be highlighted. But release them all, you pile of shit.
Yeah. Well, and Trump made other weird baby news this week as well. Should I throw this in here?
Please.
So first of all, let me preface this a little bit here. You're well aware I was in a relationship a few years ago with a woman who turned out to be really unhinged, abusive, physically, emotionally, and everything else towards me. But she was a raging narcissist. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
Right. And I should have cut bait long ago, but whatever. So she was a raging narcissist. And one of the craziest things she ever said to me was, she asked me one night, do you love me or your kids more? Do you love me more than your children? Is what this woman asked me. And every parent I've said that to just wants to vomit or go track her down and punch her in the throat or something, because what an outrageous thing to suggest. I mean, first of all, there are different kinds of love and everything else, but it's outrageous to ask a parent, do you love me, your girlfriend of, a year or whatever, more than you love your children?
Yes.
What kind of raging narcissist would suggest anything along those lines?
Well, I think I know where you're going with this. So.
And our press secretary, a mother of 2, and well, she decided she loved her children more than she loved Donald Trump. I'm very upset about this. She has to go home and spend time with her children. That does happen on occasion with some people when they love their children, and she does. And Caroline, congratulations on your newborn, your perfect newborn.
I'd be happy to babysit.
He's gross, man.
Listen, Trump has made comments like that 2 or 3 times now in the past week.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, like, he's not joking. It's coming out of his mouth because it's on his brain. And he does expect her to love him more than her children.
100%. He had his statement that we played not 2 weeks ago where he was talking about young, beautiful girls. I mean, just the shit that he says. I'm just like, man, God, how do you do it, dude? And no one just says, like, yeah, we need to see these Epstein files.
Right.
But it's pretty crazy.
We won't, but we do. Yes.
Yeah. You know who Nick Shirley is, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, Nick Shirley's he's a MAGA influencer that goes around. He's a racist, homophobic Christian, and he's spreading the word of God and trying to find corruption in politics, but all of it's just fake shit.
Yeah, especially that whole Minnesota thing that got him so famous. He showed up to a preschool that had been closed for months, registered with the state is closed, and that's the famous video where he's like, "Look in the windows, like this place is closed, but they're still taking your money."
Yes. And he's a big time racist. He's been in Seattle as of late too, and I wanted to try and find him because I would have loved to have a conversation with him. But a reporter walked up to Nick Shirley, who was out and about doing his thing, and although juvenile, I just love it when people get fucked with.
You guys hear that Nick Shirley has a small penis allegedly?
Wow, that's so adult of you.
Did you hear about this? Nick Shirley
you would never
allegedly
see
has a small penis. Well, I don't know. This is what they're reporting. Have you seen this?
The reports are wrong.
Well, we don't know. Prove me wrong.
No, I'm not. I don't do that.
Prove me wrong. It was good enough for Charlie Kirk. Prove me wrong.
You don't want to do that.
Well, if you consent.
Look, merits of this tactic or not, I just found it funny how Nick Shirley's like, that's not true. The reporting is wrong. Like, there's no reporting that Nick Shirley has a small penis. This video goes on and on.
People love me. People don't know who you are.
You want a flyer?
Do you want to take the photo?
No, I'm gonna.
This is a beautiful lady right here, sir.
Thank you.
So you are not being hostile.
Okay. You don't get to touch my things, sir.
Who has it now?
Steal my things. That actually is a crime.
Come on.
Thank
That
you.
is
You can't
a
steal
crime.
my stuff.
Yeah, I wish you would have had him locked up for it, but yeah, that is a crime, and they'd be all over us if we grabbed a hateful sign or something out of MAGA's hands. It's happened.
I've done stories on it. You cannot take
Yeah.
people's protest signs or literature or whatever it is like that. So that's correct. But yes, surely that's a crime. Don't call me Shirley. Listen, I love it, and I love that. Was that Midas Touch? Was that who that was, or?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Either
I
way,
like this.
their podcast, now our podcast, is covering this. Does Nick Shirley have a small penis? Reports are coming in from people on the street saying that Nick Shirley does indeed have a small penis. Now, these are uncorroborated reports, Nick, but we have people out there in the field, closeted mega types at truck stops. I assume they're going to get to the bottom of this any day now. But as of now, all I can report is that the current word is that Nick Shirley does, in fact, have a small penis. Based on preliminary information.
People are saying it's tiny. So yeah, I think Nick Shirley has a small penis, and the fact that he wouldn't prove it just goes to show me your penis. I mean, come on, why wouldn't you just show your penis?
Yep, you could have disproven that story right there. So that would tell me he's hiding something, or maybe he's hiding nothing, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, Christie, 1980. We don't want to know. You're right. We kind of do, but we don't want to see proof.
That's hilarious. People are saying.
People are saying. All right. Well, are we done? What do you think?
Sure, can be.
I've got one more clip of Scott Bessent having what do you call that when you lose your train of thought? Yeah. What? This is pretty funny, dude. Scott Bessent was asked a question, and his brain just stopped working in the middle of his comment.
You said the president is calling world leaders with specific asks, and that there's a defined timeline. Who is he calling, and what are the asks?
We're not going to name names. That we've already seen some results, and that I am confident the president, as you all know, is quite persuasive, and we are following his calls up with calls from visits and calls from the State Department and from the U.S. Treasury, expecting them or telling the leaders and the countries and the entities exactly what we expect and the timelines. And I would expect that very quickly, if they do not respond, then you will see the ramifications of their actions.
Do you have any idea what he just said, dude? I mean, that was bad.
No, he doesn't, and nor does anyone else. That's hilarious.
Yeah, right?
No, I mean, listen, I don't want to just unnecessarily beat up on MAGA types. They give us so many legitimate reasons, but doing what we do for a living, sometimes you're in the middle of you lose your train of thought.
Sure. Yeah.
And, you and I have worked on years of like, I can pick up when it's happening to you and I'll jump in and try to help and vice versa.
Sure.
Because yes, there is no worse feeling than being in the middle of a rant and you're just like, I don't know what I was thinking. Now I have to keep talking. Let me just say words to fill this gap. Like a real professional will just simply stop and just say like, I lost my train of thought. Like I'll follow up with you later or something, but that's hilarious to watch him just, sweat through his shirt there.
Yeah, completely. I love to see it. And it does. It happens to the best of us,
and the worst of us.
And the worst of us. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Hey, dude, before we leave, let's highlight. Steve does a lot of great videos for Really American. You all know that. He's famous for it. So you guys watch his videos, but if you didn't watch the video where he interviewed a prestigious doctor this past weekend, it's an amazing video. If the title didn't grab you, go check it out because there's really important information on there. And I got to tell you, as a brother of yours that grew up knowing your dad, it was cool to see you guys on together. That was kind of a fun video to watch.
I appreciate it. I mean, it wasn't Take Your Dad to Work Day, but I had a story about cancer and politics, and my dad is a world-renowned oncologist. And so I brought him on, and I figured it would just be a conversation. And in all honesty, like interview segments don't do as well as the normal segments we do on Really American outside of the podcast, And, I think the most I've ever gotten maybe when I interviewed Lev Parnas was 20-something thousand views. And that video's up to almost 60,000 views, and it's got over 1,000 comments. And again, on most of my videos, like 1 out of every 10 comments will be directed to me. Like, Steve, that thing you said was funny, or that's a good point you made. And the other 9 are about whatever the topic is. Boy, if you go and read those comments, it's the other way around. 9 out of 10 are just complimenting my dad and how great it was to watch the two of us together and all that stuff. And I mean, it was really humbling and it was really special to do it with my dad. But, just aside from all that, it's a very serious topic about, we're steps away from curing cancer and Trump is fucking with it. So, if you haven't watched the video, watch it and definitely share it because it's beyond disgusting that we have this vaccine breakthrough that essentially somebody like me who had a, rare type of skin cancer a couple of years ago, I could have gotten a vaccine that would prevent me from getting that ever again and potentially any kind of cancer again.
Ever again.
Yes. And this is just on the roadway to just getting a vaccine for cancers for everybody, but they have to be specialized. And that's what this vaccine is about. If you get cancer, they can synthesize it from your cancer cells.
And this is not anything new. I mean, the doctor, Steve's dad, predicted this. I think he said like 6 or 7 years ago that this was coming. This was going to show up. And so they've been putting that research into it. Like, all the people that have died since that research has started, like, oh, we're finally somewhere. And of course, Trump, picks up a backstop and says, nope, not letting it go through.
Right.
So, yeah.
Listen,
it is
other
really
companies,
important.
other countries, time will catch up eventually. But every day you delay that, people die. So it's just beyond outrageous. But yeah, it was really cool to do that with my dad and to see you guys all take it so well. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, it was really good, man. All right, a lot of good information today. R.I.P. Dolly, and I'm sure that story is going to be going on for quite a while, and she deserves all of it. Our someone who helps us on the channel, V, said, call me a baby, but I cried tears, when I found out. I was like, a legend like Dolly deserves our tears, deserves us talking about her. So I'm sure that people will be doing that for a long time. But as far as all the SCOTUS stuff goes, come on, guys, keep talking about it. And hopefully we'll get a little more information out tomorrow. And we'll probably talk about some subset of this on Friday's podcast, I'm sure.
Yep, exactly. So, all right. In the meantime, you want to reach out directly, you can go to thevocalminority.net and watch, share everything. And there's the link on screen right now if you want to make a donation to Dolly's Library for Kids. So.
Yes, please do it. And we will see you next time.
And that'll do it for another edition of The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Thanks for joining us on the Really American Media platform. Check out all our social media wherever good social media is found. Until next time, you tiny little bastards, good day.
Good day.
And we say bye-bye.